So welcome back to this fifth class and the last class as far as the questions, subjective questions are concerned. Okay, after this there will be one more class, but that will be of MCQs related to arithmetic progression. Okay, let us, without wasting time, let us begin with the class. Let me share with you the screen. So this was the last question that we solved. All right. Now, okay, so there is some mistake in this question. Let me make the corrections first. The question says that mth term, m times the mth term is equal to n times the nth term. Then we have to show that m plus nth term is equal to 0. Okay. Okay. So basically, we have to prove that t m plus n. ओके सो अगर मान लो मैं टी एन कर रहा हूं तो दैट इज इक्वल टू द फॉर्मूला इज ए प्लस एन माइनस वन इंटू डी. नाउ इधर n के बदले नाउ देर इज m प्लस n. ओके सो दिस विल बी a प्लस m प्लस n के बदले m प्लस n है माइनस वन इंटू डी. एंड दिस वी हैव टू प्रूव दैट दिस इज इक्वल टू 0. ये 0 आना चाहिए. इसको याद रखते हैं करने स्टार्ट करने से पहले. ऑलराइट, नाउ what is given? M times the mth term is equal to n times the nth term. Okay, now m times the mth term, that is a plus m minus 1 into d is equal to n times, here it will be a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, if I multiply this, am plus md into m minus 1 is equal to an plus n into d into n minus 1, right? Okay, now here am plus m square d minus m is equal to an plus n square d. यहाँ पे md आएगा, I'm so sorry, n square d minus nd. Let us take everything on the left hand side one by one. am minus an, look at this, am minus an, ये left hand side में आ गया. फिर I'll write m square d. I'm taking this now on the left hand side, it becomes minus n square d. Okay, then minus md plus nd. Everything on the left hand side is 0. Okay, now if I take m common, a common, I get m minus n. If I take d common, I get m square minus n square. If I take minus d common, यहाँ पे आएगा m minus n is equal to 0. Alright. Now very interesting thing, पहले एक और स्टेप हो जाएगा यहाँ पे m minus n plus d. This m square minus n square can be written as m plus n into m minus n minus d m minus n is equal to 0. Let us divide as, see very important thing, ये कभी कभी ऐसे लगता है क्यों दिया है हमको. यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है, m is not equal to n. m is not equal to n, इसका मीनिंग ये है कि m minus n का वैल्यू is not equal to 0. Remember, this is, as m is not equal to n, m minus n is not equal to 0. And because it is not equal to 0, we are allowed to divide the whole equation by m minus n. अगर मैं पूरे इक्वेशन को m minus n से डिवाइड कर रहा हूं तो पहला तो इधर m minus n से डिवाइड करने के बाद यहाँ पे a बचेगा, यहाँ पे बचेगा मेरा d इंटू m प्लस n, और यहाँ पे बचेगा मेरा माइनस डी इज इक्वल टू 0. अब जरा ठीक से देख लो, ऑब्जर्व दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट a plus from these two terms I can take d common. So what remains inside is m plus n from here. From here when I take d common, minus 1 remains is equal to, now what is this? If you observe, this is a plus, that means this is m plus n wala term. This is the formula for m plus nth term, and that is equal to 0. Hence I have proved this. All right, let's come to the next question. The sum of first 7 terms of an AP is 63, and that of its next 7 terms is 161. Find the AP. Okay, be careful about this. So sum of first 7 terms, that is S7, and that is equal to 63. This is given. Okay, then he says sum of next 7 terms. So if like let's say for example S14 अगर मुझे चाहिए तो that will be equal to S7 plus S8 to 14, मतलब वो जो next 7 terms है. Okay, now S7 is 63 and next 7 terms क्या है 161, उसका जो sum है वो ये ले लिया. This is sum of next 7 terms, मतलब 8 से लेके 14 तक के terms. Remember 8 से लेके 14 तक के terms कितने हैं 1. Look at this, this is, if you look at this, 8 से लेके 14 तक 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So total how many terms are there? 7 terms, sorry, 8 to 14. Once again, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So total 7 terms are there. Remember, there are total 7 terms. Okay, so again coming back to this, so 8 to 14 जो दिया है 161 और पहले 7 टर्म्स जो है, तो टोटल कितने हो गए 14 टर्म्स हो गए, एंड इसका टोटल जो है 4 and 12. So S14 is 124. This is to be understood first. Alright, बाकी का काम हो सकता है आराम से. Now let me consider S7. क्वेश्चन क्या है, एपी निकालना है. एपी निकालना है मतलब क्या करना है, एपी निकालना है मतलब मुझे पूरा एपी लिखना है. ओके, सो लेट मी कंसिडर S7 is equal to 63. How do we write S7? S7 is n upon 2. I'm not writing the formula now, right? अगर चाहिए तो इधर लिख देते हैं. Sn का फॉर्मूला क्या है, Sn is n upon 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d. If I consider this formula, so 2a, I don't know the value of a, plus n minus 1, that means 7 minus 1, 6d is equal to 63. So what is 2a plus 6d? 2a plus 6d is equal to 63 into 7 upon 2 is cross multiplied, that is 2 upon 7. 7 9s are 63, and we have 2a plus 6d is equal to 18. This can be divided by 2, but let us wait for some time. थोड़ा आगे वाला काम कर लेते हैं. Let me check. Okay, so now S14 is 124. Okay, how do I find out S14? Using this formula. So 14 upon 2, that is n upon 2, 2a plus n minus 1, n is 14 minus 1, that is 13, d is equal to 124. So I have 2a plus 13d is 124. 14 upon 2 is 7. It goes down and here it comes here. So I have 2a plus 13d is 7 ones are 7. 5 remains. I think oh, this is 224. I'm so sorry. This is 224. Not 124. This is 224. So 7 threes are 21. And so let me make this as equation 1 and this as equation 2. Let me solve these two equations simultaneously. 2a plus 6d is equal to 18. Equation 1. 2a plus 13d is 32. Equation 2. If I subtract them, 2a minus 2a gets cancelled. 6 minus 13 is minus 7d. Okay, this is 32 minus this is 4 and 14. So again minus 14. So the value of d is minus 14 upon minus 7 is equal to 2. Okay, I have to substitute. I'll solve here substituting d is equal to 2 in, let's say, equation 1. कहीं भी substitute कर सकते हो, equation 1 या equation 2 anywhere. So if I substitute in equation 1, I have 2a plus 6 into 2 is equal to 18. D का value 2 मिला है. So 2a plus 12 is 18. 2a is equal to 18 minus 12. So I have 2a is equal to 6. A is equal to 3. So I have the value of a now and I also have value of d, right? The question is find an AP. Find the AP, right? Therefore, the required AP is 3. First term is 3, right? The second term is 3 plus 2, that is 5. The next term is 7. The next term is 9, and so on. This is the required AP. Okay, how many terms are needed to give their sum as 0? Let me write the AP first. That means in other words, अपने को बोला है sum 0 है, SN 0 है. This is minus 5. This is, I think there is some mistake. This has to be 9 by 2. Okay, and so on. Okay, let me write this, rewrite this again. So this is minus 6. 11.2, 11 by 2 can be written as minus 5.5, then 5, then minus 4.5. This is again minus, right? So the given condition is A is minus 6, D is minus 5.5 minus minus 6. So this is minus 5.5. We just have to subtract plus 6 and that is equal to 0.5. So D value is 0.5. You can even now write it as 1 upon 2. Okay. Now, he says that Sn is 0. So when, how many terms are required? That means we need to find out the value of n. Okay. So the formula is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d is equal to 0. So I'll write here again now. Let me write over here. Okay. So n by 2. Okay. This is given condition, right? Sn is 0. 2a. A is minus 6 plus, I don't know the value of n, minus 1 into d. D is, okay, I'll write 1 upon 2, and that is equal to 0. All right. So now n, this is minus 12. Okay. Minus 12 plus half n and minus half is 2 gets cross multiplied, and that is 0. So n into, this is half n. Okay. Minus 12 minus half. Remember, minus half matlab minus 0.5. Minus 12 minus 12. ज़्यादा time नहीं लेंगे. Minus 12 minus 0.5 is minus 12.5. Minus 12.5 is what? Minus 25 upon 2. Okay, is equal to 0. Let me again multiply the whole equation by n, 2. So this becomes n minus 25 is equal to n into 2 into 0 is, so now I have n square, or rather, no need to do anything here. Let me write, the meaning of this is either n is equal to 0 or n minus 25 is equal to 0. This comes from quadratic equation which says 0 product rule. तो अगर दोनों का मल्टीप्लीकेशन 0 है, या तो ये 0 होना जरूरी है या तो वो 0 होना जरूरी है. डेफिनेटली n विल नॉट बी 0 बिकॉज यहाँ पे कुछ तो सीक्वेंस दिया है अपने को. सो दैट मीन्स, but n is not equal to 0 because we are given with the sequence which has some terms. So n is not equal to 0. That means n minus 25 is equal to 0, and the value of n becomes 25 in this case. So this is the number of terms is equal to 25. Okay, now again here we are supposed to find out the value of a number of n, n ka value, and sum is given to us. Just like here the sum was given indirectly. So here what is given is comparatively a very simple question. A is equal to 5, d last term is equal to 15, we are not given with d, and s n is equal to 30. So we have two formulas for sn. Sn का एक formula है n upon 2 into a plus l is equal to, this is given as 30. Okay, so n into a is 5 and l is 15, and if I cross multiply this 2 into 30 becomes 60. Okay, now 15 plus 5 is 20, n is equal to 60. So the value of n is 60 divided by 20. That means the value of n is 3. Find a sum of 11 terms whose sixth term is 30. Wow. So कुछ भी नहीं दिया, बस इतना ही दिया, and find a sum of 11 terms. So sixth term. What is sixth term? According to me, it has to be a plus 5d. And that is given to us as 30. Let me make this as equation number 1. Right. Now, remember, this is given condition. And now we don't have anything but only this thing, that is S11. Nikalna hai. How do I find out S11 without anything? N by 2, the formula is 2a plus. Okay. Remember, 2a plus n minus 1, 11 minus 1, that is 10d. Okay. Now, n upon 2. From the bracket, if I take 2 common, what remains inside the bracket is a plus 5d. So 2 gets cancelled. Okay. Remember one more thing. The value of 11, the value of n is 11. Okay. Now, 11 into, look at this, a plus 5d. They have already given a plus 5d is 30. So my answer of sum of 11 terms is 330. This is something interesting. show that sum of all terms of an AP whose first term is A, second term is B, and last term is C is equal to, we have to prove that this is the answer, sum of all terms. So here what is given to us is a first term, T1 is equal to A, given. T2 is equal to B, last term or Tn is equal to last term, and that is equal to C. The question is to find out Sn, that is sum of all terms. Okay, now be careful about this. First of all, nth term is A plus n minus 1 into D is equal to C. Okay, now that means n minus 1 into D will be equal to C minus A. Okay, let me check how I can use this. So I'm starting now here Sn. The question is to find out Sn. Sn, the formula is Sn, the formula is n upon 2 A plus L. This is a simple formula. So we don't know the value of n now. Okay, now n minus 1. What is D? D is the common difference, that is T2 minus T1, right? Here, if you observe, D is T2 minus T1, that is equal to B minus A, is equal to C minus A. So we have n minus 1 as C minus A divided by B minus A. So the value of n is C minus A divided by B minus A plus 1. That means the value of A is C minus A plus, if I take the LCM over here and cross multiply this, B minus A divided by B minus A. So now the thing is C plus B. That means I'm writing B plus C. Okay. Now observe, minus A and minus A, that is minus 2A divided by B minus A. Now let me bring this values over here. Now the problem is very simple. This problem is B plus C minus 2A, that is the value of n, divided by 2. The first term is A, and the last term is C. Hence my answer is here, sorry, 2 into here B minus A is there. So my answer is A plus C into B plus C minus 2A divided by 2 into B minus A. Now you observe this. This is the answer. Here I'll say hence proved. All right. Let's come to the next question. There are, I think, 2 or 3 more questions. Oh, it's still 37. So we are on 34th. So this is again a very interesting question. This is, although they have asked in CBSE, but if you go to the textbook, this question is also there in ICSE textbook. So we have to solve this. That means the value of A is 1, value of D is 4 minus 1, which is equal to 3. And Sn, in other words, is given to us as 287. Also, you can see the last term is x. The last term is x. And we don't know the value of n. So, n upon 2, here A plus L is equal to 287. Okay. Now, first of all, because L or nth term is x, okay, let us think about this problem. What can be done? We have to solve the equation. That means we are supposed to find out the value of x, but we don't know the value of n. Okay. So, let me first consider this. L is nth term, and that is equal to x. That means a plus n minus 1 into d is equal to x, right? So a value of a is 1, n minus we also have d value. Okay, now Sn is uh, n upon 2. So again, I will have to find out the value of n. So just like the previous problem, a value is 1, n minus 1, d value is 3, is equal to x. So we have 3 into n minus 1 is equal to x minus 1. So we have n minus 1 is equal to x minus 1 upon 3. And we have n is equal to x minus 1 upon 3 plus 1. So n is equal to x minus 1 plus 3 upon 3. So the value of n is x plus 2. 3 minus 1 is 2 divided by 3, right? So the first part is there. Now let us come to Sn. Sn is given to us as 287. This is given. Sn, according to us, it can be written as a plus L is equal to 287. So the value of n is x plus 2 divided by 3. A is 1, L is x, is equal to 287 multiplied by 2. This 2 gets cross multiplied. So this is x plus 2 into x plus 1 is 287 multiplied by 2. 2 sevens are 14, 2 eights are 16, and 1 17. And this is 574. Where does this 3 goes now? This 3 gets cross multiplied. Here, if I multiply this becomes x square. X से multiply करो इस equation को, इस bracket को. So x square plus 1x. Then multiply by 2. 2x plus 2. And I have 4 3s are 12. 3 7s are 21 and 1 22. 3 5s are 15 and 1. So I have x square plus 3x plus 2 minus 1722 is equal to 0. So x square plus 3x minus 1720 is equal to. So we need the factors of 1720 whose subtraction is 3. It's a quadratic equation now, right? Now, how do we do that? 1720. 1720. 2 8s are 16, 2 6s are 12, 0. 2 4 32. 2 1 5 5. 4s are 20, 5 3s are. So 43 is there. So if you look at this, 25, sorry, 8 into 5 is 40 and 43. So the difference between them is 3. So naturally x square plus 43x. So the factors are 43 and 40 minus 40x minus 1720 is equal to 0. So if I take x common from the first two terms, it becomes x plus 43. Minus 40 from the next two terms, it becomes x plus 43 is equal to 0. So I have x plus 43 and the other bracket is x minus 40 is 0. That means x plus 43 is equal to 0 or x minus 40 is equal to 0. So the values are x is minus 43 or x is 40. Right? So there are two possibilities of x. Is there anything other than this is given? So remember, the numbers are increasing. So definitely it cannot be negative number. It cannot be negative number, right? But because D is positive, so it cannot be negative. So the value which we have to consider is only one value, that is x is equal to 40. All right. Oh, here the middle term is given, but we don't know middle term. So we have total 11 terms. So sum of 11 terms is required. So middle term is, because total n ka value, n is equal to 11, which is odd. So middle term will be n plus 1 by 2th term, and that is equal to n is 11 plus 1 divided by 2th term, right? And that is 12 divided by 2, that is 6th term. Remember that middle term is not 6, but it is 6th term, wo position pe jo term hai. Now he says middle term is 30. That means T6 is 30. That means T6 is 30. That is given. Okay. But what is T6? T6 is A plus 5D is equal to 30. Right. Let this be equation number 1. Now he's asking for sum of 11 terms. So what is Sn? Sn is n upon 2. 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now, Sn is 11, S11. He is asking for 11 terms. Okay. So 11 upon 2, okay, 2a plus 11 minus 1, that is 10d. Now, what happens is 11 upon 2. If I take 2 common, what will remain inside is a plus 5d. Sometime back we have solved this kind of problem. Okay. Now, that means 11 into, what is a plus 5d? It is 30. Where do I get it from? I'll write here from equation 1. So 11 into 30 is 330. So this is your total. If the sum of first 4 terms of an AP is 40, and that of first 14 terms is, now because 4 terms है तो a minus 3d वगैरह नहीं लेना है, because यहाँ पे 14 terms भी दिया है. Find the sum of first n terms. Now, sum of first 4 terms is Sn, S4 is 4 upon 2, n upon 2. Okay, 2 into a plus n minus 1, that is 3 into d is equal to 40. That means 2 into 2a plus 3d is equal to 40. So I have 2a plus 3d is equal to 40 divided by 2, that is 20. This is equation number 1. All right. Then he says sum of first 14 terms, that is S14, is n upon 2, that is 14 upon 2, 2a plus n minus 1. N is 14, so n minus 1 is 13. 14 minus 1 is 13 is equal to, that is given to us as 280. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So I have 7 into 2a plus 3, 13d is 280. If I divide by 7, this is 2a plus 13d is 280 divided by 7, that is 40. Equation number 2. All right. Now, 2a plus 3d is equal to 20. Equation 1. 2a plus 13d, we have 2 equations. So let us solve them simultaneously. Is 40. Let us subtract them. This becomes minus, this becomes minus, and this becomes minus. 2a and 2a gets cancelled. So 3 minus 13 is minus 10d is equal to minus 20. So d is minus 20 upon minus 10, which is equal to 2. So I got the value of d, right? Let me substitute the value of d in equation 1. Any equation we can use. Substituting d is equal to 2 in equation 1. ओके, नाउ इक्वेशन 1 में अगर सब्सटीट्यूट कर रहे हैं तो 2a प्लस 3d is equal to 20. So we have 2a plus 6 is equal to 20. 2a is equal to 20 minus 6. Therefore, 2a is equal to 14 and a is equal to 7. A is equal to 7. So we get the value of A, we got the value of D. The question is find the sum of his first n terms. मतलब Sn का जनरल फॉर्मूला निकालना है n upon 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. What is the value of n? A. Value of A is 7 plus n minus 1 into d is 2. So this becomes Sn is equal to n upon 2, 14 plus 2 into n minus 1. Okay, we have to be careful about this. Now Sn is n upon 2. From the bracket I can take 2 common. If I take 2 common, this is 7, and if I take 2 common, what remains over here is n minus 1. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So Sn is equal to n into 7 minus 1 is 6. So that becomes n plus 6. We can also write Sn as n square minus 6n. Okay. Now here I would like to add something over here. In fact, if you observe this, so always remember that अगर आप nth term of AP देख रहे हैं, okay, this is important for MCQs, especially only for MCQs, not for anything else. कहीं भी use मत करना ये सब, because in case this type of problems are there, you have to solve. But for MCQs, remember this point number 1. In AP, in any AP, nth टर्म जो होता है ना, that is always of the form an plus b. इसका जो आंसर आएगा, it will always be of the form an plus b. Now what is more important in this case is a अगर है यहाँ पे, that means coefficient of n, where d is equal to a. So suppose for example, if I say Tn is equal to 3n minus 5. In this case, if the question is in a MCQs, this is only for MCQs, nothing else. कहीं भी use मत करना इसको, right? If the question is the common difference here, directly you can write it as 3. That is the coefficient of n. Now the second point you need to understand, in an AP, Sn का जो आंसर आएगा ना, this is always an square plus bn. Observe this, यहाँ पे an square plus bn आ गया है, right? And in this case, very important that where d का जो वैल्यू है, now this is very important, be careful, मैंने दोनों जगह a and b यूज किया है. d का जो वैल्यू होता है वो 2a होता है, राइट? फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू ऑब्जर्व, यहाँ पे n का वैल्यू, n स्क्वायर का कोएफिशिएंट क्या है 1, तो इसका d का वैल्यू कितना होना चाहिए 2. देखो यहाँ पे 2 आ चुका है ऑलरेडी, 2a होता है, n स्क्वायर का कोएफिशिएंट देखना है. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ आई से Sn इज 5n स्क्वायर प्लस 6n, अगर ऐसी बात है तो यहाँ पे d का जो वैल्यू है 2 into coefficient of n square, that is 5. So the value of d is always 10 in this case. आप इसको solve करके देख लो कभी. So इसमें जाना नहीं है, but this can be used for MCQs, right? Now you observe sum of n terms. देखो यहाँ पे मैंने जैसे पहले बोला था, it's a quadratic polynomial. Find the 25th term of AP. This was CBSE 2022 question. ज़्यादा दूर की बात नहीं है. Sn is equal to n upon 2, 3n plus 5. Now one more thing I would like to add in this is suppose first part. Second part is in general, because I'm looking for nth term, right? 25th term मतलब nth term देख रहा हूँ मैं. Okay, in general, for any progression, so whether it is arithmetic progression, geometric progression, ICSE के लिए है. Then in life, if you are doing this JEE का पार्ट कर रहे हो, arithmetic और geometric progression है. In 11th standard you have harmonic progression. So any kind of progression, this is very important. अभी इसमें ये कहाँ से आया उसमें नहीं जाएंगे, but for any progression, so I will write here, specify here, for any progression. Any progression, immaterial if we are doing AP or GP, nth term is always Sn minus 1. I'm not going to explain this right now, just remember this, because this will be useful in this question now. Okay, he's asking for 25th term. 25th term निकालने के लिए पहले तो मुझे nth term तो मालूम होना जरूरी है. So Sn का ये वैल्यू है, राइट? यू कैन ऑब्जर्व, एज आई टोल्ड यू अर्लियर, ये क्वाड्रेटिक पॉलिनोमियल आएगा. देखो इसको अगर मैं मल्टीप्लाई करता हूं तो Sn यहाँ पे है n 1/2 बाजू में रखते हैं या n/2 से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं तो 3/2 n स्क्वायर हो जाएगा. n/2 से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं तो एंड 5n/2 हो जाएगा. सो यू सी द पॉलिनोमियल, इफ यू ऑब्जर्व दिस, इट इज ऑलवेज अ क्वाड्रेटिक पॉलिनोमियल. अगर मुझे ये MCQs में क्वेश्चन आता है तो d का वैल्यू 3/2 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 2a आएगा. a इज दिस, द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ n स्क्वायर, एंड द आंसर इज 3. ओके, चेक करते हैं, अगर है तो हमारे पास आ सकता है, तो देखते हैं अभी क्या हो रहा है इस क्वेश्चन में. ऑलराइट, सो आई रिक्वायर Sn minus 1 नाउ. हाउ डू आई फाइंड आउट Sn minus 1? जहां पे भी n दिखे मुझे n minus 1 से रिप्लेस करना है. तो यहाँ पे दिस इज 3 into n minus 1 plus 5. बी केयरफुल, have a look at it proper. Okay, now n minus 1 upon 2, यहाँ पे आएगा 3n minus 3 plus 5. So यहाँ पे n minus 1 upon 2, and this is 3n plus 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay, as I told you earlier, ये तो बाद में देखते हैं कैसे करना है. Tn अगर करना है, Tn, okay, Tn is Sn minus Sn minus 1. Okay, now Sn is n upon 2 in the bracket 3n plus 5 minus n minus 1 into 3n plus 2 divided by 2. Let us take 1 upon 2 common. 1 upon 2 common, then this is n into 3n square plus 5 minus n minus 1 into 3n plus 2. Okay, now this is 1 upon 2. This becomes 3n square plus 5n minus. I'll first multiply this bracket by n. So this becomes 3n square plus 2n. Then I'll multiply by minus 1 this bracket. तो क्या हो जाएगा? minus 3n minus 2. Have patience, ये टाइप के प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के लिए 3n square plus 5n minus 3n square minus n minus 2. Now 1 upon 2. 3n square plus 5n minus 3n square plus n plus 2 होता क्या है इसमें? 3n square and minus 3n square gets cancelled. Now it is 1 upon 2. This is 5n plus n is 6n plus 2. If I take 2 common, then it is 3n plus 1 upon 2, and that gets cancelled. And as expected, nth term of a GP is a linear polynomial. Linear polynomial. Nth term of a GP is always a linear polynomial. And you check this, d का वैल्यू कितना आएगा in this case? d का वैल्यू 3, जो मैंने पहले भी यहाँ पे भी लिखा था. देखो यहाँ पे d का वैल्यू 3 आ रहा है, एंड यहाँ पे भी मैंने कैलकुलेट करके रखा था 3 आ रहा है. दैट मीन्स माई आंसर इज करेक्ट, right? So how do I find out nth term when Sn is given? Always immaterial of any type of progression is there, arithmetic, geometric, harmonic, arithmetic or geometric and miscellaneous कुछ भी हो, Tn is Sn minus Sn minus 1. How do I find out Sn minus 1? Just replace Sn अगर दिया है तो जहाँ पे भी n दिखे, यहाँ पे n था उसके बदले n minus 1, यहाँ पे 3n था तो उसके बदले n minus 1 लिख दिया है. Alright. Now, this was the last question as far as the theoretical, मतलब subjective questions are concerned. 3 marks, 4 marks cover किए हमने questions. All right. Now, in the next class, I'm going to solve all the MCQs. All right. So don't miss the class because as far as the MCQs is concerned, the most important part is we need not solve जैसे normally solve करते हैं, because there will be some shortcuts, because in MCQs they only look for the answer and not how you got the answer. All right. So I'll be giving some shortcuts and tricks, whatever is required in the next class. So that's it for now. See you in the next class. Thank you very much for being there.